Hey guys, what's up? I'm RJ McCollum, and for those of you that don't already know me, I'm a freelance web developer, and I put content out there to help other freelancers just like you. In this video series, I'm taking you guys along for the ride as I completely rebrand my freelance company. I decided that I'd go ahead and share my process and bring you guys along for the ride. The first video in the series, which you can watch right here, was all about me coming up with a name, what I wanted in a name, and how I landed on the name Levels. Now that the name is set in stone, it's time to brand this sucker and put a little personality behind Levels. Hopefully that's exactly what's going to happen in this video as I attempt to end with a complete logo ready to roll for Levels. Before I even get into the creative process of designing and building out a logo, obviously just like the name, there's a couple things that I need to give some thought to. A logo is important for a number of different reasons, obviously, right? It's a way for people to identify your company. It's a quick representation to give a feel of what your company or brand is going to be about. I think if you're watching this, you probably have a general idea of what a logo should be. Now, for me, in the past, when I've created logos for my companies, it's been very simple, two-step process. Step one is find a font that you like. And usually that happens super quick for me. I'd find a font, something cool that I liked, and I'm like, yep, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And step two, simple, pick a color. I obviously want to put a little more time into it than that though. In the first video, when I was talking about coming up with a name, I mentioned that I wanted my name, I wanted the company itself to stand for quality. I wanted it to be fluid. I wanted it to be something that will kind of stand the test of time as much as something can nowadays when it comes to tech. So I have to take all of these thoughts and somehow translate that into a design. I have a couple ideas about what I want the logo to be in my mind, and so it's mainly going to be text with some sort of icon or graphic or insignia, if you will, that is going to help kind of set it apart. But this is where I run into the first real challenge of this rebranding process. I'm a developer. I take design, I write code to make that design come alive. I feel like I have a good eye for design, but creating something, designing something, completely different story. And that's the challenge that I'm gonna have when I come out with this logo. Here's what I need to do. Step one, I need to find a font that I like. Now, this isn't terribly hard because I like a lot of fonts, but what I do wanna do is I wanna stay away from kind of the popular trendy fonts that exist right now. And that's not because I think they're dumb. In fact, I like them a lot. But I've already said, I want this to kind of stand the test of time. I don't want somebody to look at the logo and be like, yep, he built that company in 2016. When looking at fonts, I'm looking for something that's a little on the heavier side. I don't necessarily want a thin and light font. I definitely want it to be sans serif, and I want it to have just a smidgen of personality. Something that isn't just so blocky, but something that isn't so whimsical or fun, because that's not what the brand is going to be. When I find the font, I'm gonna take a swing and I'm gonna see what I can put together for this little icon or insignia. Maybe it's something that's gonna be inside of the logo where a letter is replaced, or maybe it's something that will be behind or next to the logo. I'm not sure 100% just yet. However, I do have a couple ideas in mind, so let's get to it. I'm gonna put some things down on paper. I'm then gonna probably hop into Sketch and see what I can put together. Alright, design montage over. I found a font that I actually really liked. It's called Hallis, and I was able to find and purchase it, and it turned out really well. It's exactly what I was looking for. It had a number of different weights, but I really like the medium weight. It's a nice clean font, and it gives me a little bit of that personality that I was after with the rounded kind of corners on each of the different letters. So I found that font, I popped it in Sketch, and really started to like where things were going right off the bat, and that's pretty rare for me. As far as the icons go, I'm not 100% set on what it is that I did. I had an idea to replace the E with just some bars. I tried a couple different things. I tried to kind of make it look like it was ascending, so a short bar on the bottom and then a medium and then a larger bar. That didn't go quite as well as I had liked, so I actually ended up with 3 straight across, was able to copy that border radius, and so overall I think it fits, and it kind of sets it apart just a little bit without having to be difficult to read or understand what it is. I did, for me, push myself just a little bit, and by push myself, I mean, come on, this is me just being humble about where my design skills are at, but I pushed myself a little bit. I had this idea, again, playing off of the name Levels, which lends itself to a lot of immediate visualizations in terms of what you think of when you think of levels. You can go a number of different ways. And I had this idea of having a triangle, but breaking that triangle up so it was, you know, bottom level, middle level, top level, kind of like I did with the letter E. I kind of like the way that came out, so I may try to incorporate that, but it may be just a little too much with the other icon that was going on for E as well. So here is the logo. I'd love to hear your guys' feedback. Let me know in the comment section below things that you like, things that you don't like, maybe some ways that I can tweak it to kind of give it that extra fine tuning, because as a developer I can do that. As a designer, this is still fairly new to me, so I'd love to hear your guys' feedback, whether it be good or bad, in that comment section below. So that wraps up this video in the Rebranding My Freelance Company series that I'm currently doing. I have a logo that I feel confident in and that I can start moving forward with, and that's the name of the game. I can always come back and fine tune, but being able to hit that milestone and move forward is really important. My next steps for setting this company up are going to be just that. I have to do all the boring stuff. I have to do all of the legal stuff. I need to set it up. I need to decide if what kind of corporation it's going to be, where I'm going to file in, yada yada, all that fun stuff. I also need to do things like make sure I land on a domain name, which is always fun to do. Make sure that I get some email and stuff set up. That's going to be the next video. Hit subscribe if you don't want to miss it. But honestly, guys, I appreciate the feedback that I got from the first video. This is just one person who knows enough to be dangerous, sharing his process as he's going through rebuilding his freelance company. Until next video, we'll see you guys later. Peace.